Shalom, back with part 3. Who is written in the book of life, all right? We're giving you many precepts to prove to you, all right, that it is the elect of Israelites, of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up 12 tribes, all right? Again, we already went to Isaiah 45 and 4, all right? Let's just jump back there for a moment, all right? As you can see, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, my elect. See that? Now, who's Jacob? Who's Israel? That's made up of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up 12 tribes of Israel, both the northern and the southern kingdom. All right, and understand that in coming back together, we're only going to be one stick. You read about this, again, in Ezekiel chapter 37, the Valley of Dry Bones. So this is about the gathering of the elect. And the gathering of the elect is that there are not going to be any more two kingdoms. This is part of the second covenant, all right, that we're going to have, all right, with the Heavenly Father, which you read about there in Ezekiel chapter 37. You also read about it in Hebrews, the 8th chapter, verses 8 to 10. Talk about it there. All right. We're going to be one kingdom. Okay. We're going to be one kingdom. It's not going to be two kingdoms anymore. We're going to be one kingdom. So we're going to be that one stick in the Lord's hand. All right. Ephraim, shall not vex Judah. Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Got that? All right. All right. Let's also show you something here. Let's jump to Romans 11:7. Okay. All right. See, what then? Israel have not obtained that which is seeketh for. What is it that all of Israel seeketh for? Salvation, right? All right. But the election have obtained it. See that? Only the elect have obtained salvation. All right. So that leaves 2/3, and that's pursuant to Zechariah 13 and 8. That 2/3 will be cut off and die on this side. All right. And this will prove it to you. Why are they going to be cut off and die? The rest were blinded. You see that? They're blinded. They're not in counsel with the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They don't have this truth. All right? They won't hearken unto the word. You understand? All right? This word that goes out, right? And it goes out through the internet, out there street to you. And it's for everybody, right? But only the elect are going to hearken unto that word. You understand? In other words, the 2/3 of Israelites, they're not going to hearken unto the word. Do you understand? Or you may have these attitudes out there that, within Israel, right, within the Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, and they'll say, oh, okay, so, all right, let's say for a fact you're telling me the truth, all right? And again, it's not us. We're just reading the scriptures, right? We're just vessels. They say, well, what the hell? I'll go ahead. I'll take the mark of the beast, and I'll just die on this side and come back, on the other side, and that's, you'll find that there are those that have that attitude. All right, there you go. So it's obvious that, the Lord doesn't want them. You understand that? So they're not part of the elect. All right? All right. All right, let's jump to Isaiah. Go here, Isaiah. 65, 9. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, all right, and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, and my elect shall inherit it, all right, and my servant shall dwell there. I'm going to repeat this for you people, all right, and I will bring forth a seed, right, which would be a seed, a remnant of Jacob, and out of Judah, right, an inheritor of my mountains, all right, and my elect shall inherit it. You see that? And my servant shall dwell there. See? There you go, people. All right? Do you see any other nations mentioned there? Any other multi-heathen nations? You know, Edomites, Moabites, Ishmaelites? No. No. You understand? That's why I told you. I mean, we can go to over 20 precepts that, you know, proves everything is about Israel. So, you know, their nonsense of what they call replacement theology, you know, it's just lies. Okay? You understand? They trying to exclude us, Israel, and put themselves in our place, which they've already done. All right? Because they've already stolen our heritage. And again, that goes back to what? Jeremiah 17:4. All right? That, you know, we would, fall away from our heritage. All right? Matter of fact, let's jump over there since I mentioned it so I don't screw it up. All right? Where is that? Jeremiah 17:4. All right? See? And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage. You see that? Right? Remember, there was a falling away, right, that took place in, 67, 70 AD, the fall of Jerusalem. All right? So, even thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. All right? And that's wherever we were scattered. So it's not just talking about here in America, Babylon the Great, you know, all throughout the Americas and, of course, all the other nations where we were scattered to. All right? Because we were scattered into all nations. All right? Okay? And so in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. All right, there you go. All right, so let's jump to Matthew 24:22. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, right? Maybe you people realize how time has been sped up, okay? So now you understand who's doing that, right? The Heavenly Father, okay? But for the elect's sake, you see, it's all about the elect. Those days shall be shortened, all right? All right? Because again, if they're not shortened, then there'll be nobody left to be saved, okay? All right? All right, let's jump down here. I'll tell you what, we'll pick it up here at verse 29, all right? Immediately after the tribulation of those days, we're living in that time right now, all right? Shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, right, who is Yahushua, the Mashiach, in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man, right, Yahushua, coming in the clouds, which is a metaphor for the chariots, all right, what Esau Edom, the white man, calls UFOs, all right? So, in the clouds of heaven, with power and great glory. And right, and here's the key verse, people, all right? And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, all right, sounding that alarm, and they shall gather together his elect. You see that? Does it say it's going to gather all the tribes of the world? Does it say it's going to gather all of Israel? No, his elect. We already read Romans 11:7. All right, we've already read Isaiah 45:4. Do you understand that, people? Okay? So he's not coming back for anybody else but his elect, who are what? Israelites to begin with. Of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes. And it starts with who? The 144,000. All right? They're all men, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes, plus a great multitude. Where do we read this? We read this in Revelations, the 7th chapter, right? Okay? And when you get to verse 7 and 9, it talks about the great multitude, of kindreds and tongues, because of Israelites that were scattered into those nations. And they're going to speak the languages of those nations, besides probably look like those nations. You people understand that? All right? And that great multitude will include women and children. You understand? All right. Whether you do or don't, we're moving on. James 1:18. All right? Because we're getting ready to close. All right? Of his own will begot he us with the word of the truth. See that? That we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. You got that, people? You see that? And I told you, that's what he's coming back for. His elect are basically the first spirits, the first fruits that Yahushua created. You understand? All right? And we hope to be of that hopeful elect. And again, we are prisoners of hope. All right? All right, let's close this out in Romans 11:16. All right? For if the first fruit be holy, right? The lump is also holy. You understand? You people get that analogy? You understand that? And if the root be holy, so are the branches. So, do you understand? He's taking the best of Israel. And this way, when the 2/3 are brought back, again, they're going to be built with the law, statutes, and commandments placed in them, which starts with the elect. All right? So we're never going to go off. We're never going to transgress against the law, commit sin. You understand? That's never going to happen again. All right, people, we're going to end this here. All right? Took me 3 parts. All right? Who is written in the book of life. So, I'm on to the next one. Shalom.